and open up. Our Father which art in heaven,
Our Father which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come,
Thy kingdom come,
thy will be done,
thy will be done,
in earth
in earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread,
Give us this day our daily bread,
and forgive us of our debts,
and forgive us our debts,
as we forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation,
And lead us not into temptation,
but deliver us from evil.
but deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the kingdom,
and the power,
and the power,
and the glory,
and the glory,
forever.
forever.
Praise the Lord,
Praise the Lord,
for he is good,
for he is good,
and his mercy endures forever.
for his mercy endures forever.
Praise the Lord God of Israel,
Praise the Lord God of Israel,
for he is good,
for he is good,
and his mercy endures forever.
for his mercy endures forever.
In Jesus' mighty name we pray.
In Jesus' mighty name we pray.
The Holy One of Israel,
The Holy One of Israel,
the Mighty One of Jacob,
the Mighty One of Jacob,
the King of Kings,
King of kings,
the Lord of Lords.
the Lord of lords.
Amen.
Amen.
Today's scripture reading will be coming from Psalms 83, verses 3 through 7. For they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes, Gebal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Asher also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Selah. I have just read Psalms 83, verses 3 through 7. May the Lord add a blessing to the reading, the hearing, and doing of his word. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen, amen, amen. All right, praise the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And peace be unto you in the name of Jesus. Peace to everyone that's watching on Facebook Live. And peace to everyone that's watching on YouTube Live. It's a blessing to stand before you today on the Lord's Sabbath day. Is there any way we can make some seats? Can we make us some seats? Yeah, today, we growing more and more. Got a little full house today, or almost a full house. Praise God for that. All right, so for the individuals who don't know, for someone who's watching on live right now who don't really know, usually after our lessons, we have question and answer, right? And with the question and answer, the class can ask anything they want with the Bible, according to the Bible, and the teachers have to answer it using the Bible. And that's where I get a lot of my lessons from. I get a lot of my lessons from question and answer. And because of everything that's going on in this world, because of Trump, people getting scared when they hear Trump, and all the stuff that's going on in the Middle East, a lot of individuals keep asking about the wilderness. And the questions that they ask is who, what, when, where, and why, pretty much, right? Who, what, when, where, and why. When do we flee? How do we flee? Where do we go? So I plan on answering all those questions with this lesson. Hopefully I get to them all. I might have to explain a little bit some of the stuff we read, so hopefully it's not too long. But the title of this lesson is The Wilderness, During and After Tribulation. Because there's two wilderness. That's what we need to understand, right? In the Bible altogether, the children of Israel went to the wilderness at least 3 times as a whole. We have Exodus, and then in the future, during tribulation, and then after tribulation. So I'm going to get through all of that, and I'm going to hit through all of that, and hopefully I can answer all the questions. But I'm going to go ahead and jump into it. Let's start off with Matthew 24. Matthew 24. And we're going to pick it up at verse 1. Matthew 24 and verse 1. And when you get there, brother, go ahead and read.
And Jesus went out and departed from the temple, And his disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple.
All right, so this is the second temple. It's commonly known in the world as Herod's temple. You know, Herod didn't build it. He probably just added a few extensions to it. But this is the temple that he's looking on. Verse 2.
And Jesus said unto them, See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another.
Okay, and he said, oh my bad, keep reading.
That shall not be thrown down.
So he's looking at the temple, and he's talking to the disciples, and he's saying, do you see everything that you see right here? It won't be not one stone that is upon another. All of them is going to be thrown down. So that little wall that they're praying to over there in Jerusalem, I'm not for sure what it is, but according to the scriptures, all the wall, every block on that wall or on that temple was thrown down. Okay, verse 3, keep going.
And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, what shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world?
All right, so that's a good question. And that is a fully loaded question. And he's going to tell him he's going to answer all these questions. And the question is, when shall these things be? When shall this temple get thrown down? What are you talking about right now is a big thing, because Israel worship at the temple. That temple would belong to God, so it being thrown down is a big and horrific event. So when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? So they knew that it would be a second coming that he had to come, and the end of the world. So we know that the temple was thrown down in 70 AD. So when he's talking in Matthew 24, he's answering all of those questions. So some of the things that he is speaking of, he's referencing that happened already. If you read in the Gospels and other scriptures, he in detail tell you more about the scriptures of 70 AD. Here in Matthew 24, it's about the incoming. All right? So we're going to learn about the incoming, because during the end of times is when we should flee to the wilderness. So that's what we're going to talk about right now. So when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world that we know it? Verse 4.
And Jesus answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you.
So that's the first thing on the mark. Take heed that no man deceive you. So after they asked him that question, the first thing he said was, take heed that no man deceive you. So that's a big thing, right? That's the number one thing on the list. We have to take heed to that and pay attention to that. That there's individuals right here that will try to deceive us, so we don't understand or know who we should be looking for or what should be looking for. You have individuals running to the wilderness too early. That's it. They're going to die. You're going to have people try to leave and go to Jerusalem or Saudi Arabia or whatever right now. That's the problem. Because you can say whatever you want to say about America, but we have to understand that this is one of the safest places you can be in right now. If you go anywhere else in the world, especially too early, that's your head. Because they're going to force you to serve a different God, and if you don't, that's it. And we don't need to go through that before our time. We all gonna go through it one way or another, and Lord willing, we all have the strength to fight it. But it's going to happen. So we have to take heed that no man deceive you. Keep going.
For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ.
I am Christ. They're not coming in no other name but Christ. All those Yahushua, the Yahuwah, all other stuff, he's not coming. The ones who are deceiving people will not come in that name. They're coming in Christ. So for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and what's up?
And shall deceive many.
Keep going.
And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
And that's what we're hearing right now. Wars and rumors of wars. They have always been wars and rumors of wars. Since the beginning of time, but it's getting more and more. We're hearing about it more and more. And the Lord is telling you, don't even worry about that. Because all these things must come to pass. It's going to happen, but the end is not yet. So we're not worried about the wars. We should be focused on something else. Keep going, verse 7.
For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, and pestilences, and earthquakes in divers places.
And like I said, this is something else that's occurring more and more. So we know that the end is near. Every time you turn around, you hear some type of earthquake, some type of storm, tsunami, something that's killing millions or thousands of people, hundreds of people. And it's happening more and more. Even here, what they're not mentioning, which we can add this up in here, we have the school shootings. We have all these shootings and mass shootings that's occurring more and more. But this stuff is going to happen. But it's not, but what? Verse 8.
All these are the beginning of sorrows.
But all of these are just the beginning. So this is just the beginning. So it's going to get worse for us. All right, we have to understand that. We have to have that in our mind. So whatever you need to do, whatever you're planning to do, you better start getting that stuff ready now, because it's going to get worse. And if you're too late, then you're going to be stuck with whatever you got to deal with. But we're going to read. I'm going to have the scriptures tell you more about that. I don't want to jump too ahead. But it said, all these things are the beginning of sorrows. Verse 9.
Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted.
Who is they? Your family, your friends. You call yourself Israel, they're going to deliver you up to be afflicted and to do what?
And shall kill you.
And shall kill you. So you're going to die for the name of the word, for the name of the Lord. It's going to happen. Or you're going to be tormented for the name of the Lord. This is why the wilderness is so important. Because, hey, some of us, the Lord going to leave us in great tribulation to test us. And I don't know if all of us have that will. Some of us don't have that will. So that's why we have to understand and be ready to flee and pay attention to these things. Then shall they deliver you to be afflicted and shall kill you. Keep going.
And ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
And that's starting already. They got our name in the newspaper. We have nothing to do with anything. Yeah. So that's already started. We already getting a black eye. Verse 10.
And then shall many be offended and shall betray one another.
So then we're going to start hating each other. We're going to start getting offended about what's going on. We're going to start betraying one another and keep going.
And shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall arise and shall deceive many.
Right. In the midst of that, you're going to have more false prophets. Verse 12.
And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
So don't let anybody tell you that you're saved now. All you got to do is get baptized and you're saved. But just call the name of the Lord and you're saved. No, you got to endure to the end. You got to go through all of this. And then if you go through it, then you might be saved. So this is it's a chess game. All right? One step at another, one walk at another, one day at a time. You're not, soon you think that you made it, that's it, bro. Soon you think that you made it, the Lord Satan gonna come one way or another and get you trapped up. You gotta fight. This is like what Elijah always said. This is like you're like in the ring. This is a fight. If you don't know that you're fighting, you lost. So this is a fight. Keep going.
And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations. And then shall the end come.
And this gospel shall be preached to all the world and all the nations. We got YouTube. We got Facebook. We got phone lines. We got churches in Toronto. We got churches in Africa. We growing. So we know that we are forcing the end to come, because the gospel has to be heard throughout all nations. And that's what we need to do. God told you we have to preach the gospel to all the nations. Verse 15. So this is the crux. So we have to pay attention to all these things, and this is the crux. Verse 15.
When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation, spoken of by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place, whoso readeth, let him understand. Then let him which be in Judea flee into the mountains.
So we read in verse 15, when you shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet, who hath heard of this man? If you have not read these scriptures, you don't know who the abomination of desolation is. The Sunday churches ain't talking about that. You don't hear that anywhere else. So we have to understand that we already being programmed to get trapped. Get trapped in great tribulation. Because people are not talking about this man like they should. But the Lord warning you, when you shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet. So now he's telling you he is spoken of by Daniel the prophet. So we got to go to the Old Testament and read. But they tell you we don't have to read the Old Testament anymore. So understand, we are already being programmed. We're already being programmed. When you therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place, whosoever readeth, let him understand. Then let them which be in Judea flee in the mountains. See, brother, we only talk about Jerusalem. It only said Jerusalem shall flee. Okay, he's referencing Jerusalem, understanding that, but don't forget, he's answering a bunch of questions, right? And yeah, when you're in Jerusalem, you start fleeing to the mountains. But that doesn't mean we don't flee. This is a warning for everybody in the world. This is a warning for everybody in the world. He said, then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. And we're going to read and we're going to see that we have to flee as well. I'm going to read that to you. Verse 17, go ahead.
Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house.
So this is a serious thing. He's showing you some urgency. Bro, if you're on top of your house and you see this happen, don't go back in your house and grab anything. So that's why we, with understanding, have to, Lord willing, if we're going to use passports, get our passports ready, get our money ready, better learn how to hunt, better do whatever you need to do now. Because once we see the abomination and desolation in the holy place, you too late. If you're not already ready, you too late. He said, let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. Keep going.
Neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes.
Right? Keep going.
And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days.
Why woe? Because there's going to be problems. You have a little baby, you will try to flee, or whatever the case you're trying to do, it's going to be difficult. That baby going to need warmth, that baby going to need sleep, and you trying to run around, jump over mountains and rocks, and trying to learn how to get across the ocean to come here. That's why he said, whoa. And if the woman's being travailed, and she trying to flee, Lord willing, she have a husband, so he gonna have problems as well, right? So woe to them who have children at this time. Young children is gonna be hard. Verse 20.
But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day.
But pray that your flight be not in the winter. This does not mean actual airplane flight. It just means that your whole journey. That's the word I'm looking for. Your whole journey. Pray that your journey, right, is not in the winter. Because it's going to be cold. Can you imagine trying to flee right now? You live in Chicago? Bro, you won't make it. You won't make it. Right? Neither on the Sabbath day. So this is something in the future, and he's telling you about the Sabbath day. So we know the Sabbath day is still important. Don't let no one tell you we don't do the Sabbath anymore. This is the Lord telling you about something in the future. It's telling you that, hey, hopefully when you leave, it's not on the Sabbath because everything's supposed to be shut down. That's supposed to be it. 21.
For then shall be great tribulation.
For then shall be what?
Great tribulation.
Great tribulation. So he's warning you all of this. For then shall be great tribulation. Keep going.
Such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time.
So you have to understand. Think of slavery. Think of if you believe in the Holocaust, if you don't, whatever, but understand the horrific events in the Holocaust. That point, World War I, World War II, none of the events will be as harsh as it will be in Great Tribulation. This is why we have to flee to the wilderness, at least try to flee to the wilderness. And we have to also understand that all of us probably won't make it. So we have to have that thought process and that mind that, hey, you might have to die for the Lord. You might have to be running through trash cans to get something to eat. You might be homeless. You might, hey, that's why it's a big deal for me to try to learn how to hunt. I mean, I don't know if that's the best thing, but I ain't gonna take that mark. So I'm gonna be out here in the mountains finding something to eat. But we have to have that thought process because if we don't, we only set ourselves up for failure. It says, for then shall be great tribulation, and that's what we are watching. So as soon as abomination and desolation stand in a holy place, that's when everything will kick off. That's when the great tribulation kick off. And that's when we flee. Not a minute earlier, not a minute sooner. Or later. Once he step in that holy place, we flee then. Keep going.
No, nor ever shall be.
Read verse 22.
And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened.
So those days gonna be so bad that if the Lord don't shorten it, everybody was dead. Everybody be dead. So that's how serious it is. So now the Lord told you, when you read the abomination of desolation in Daniel, understand it. So now let's go back to Daniel and let's read it. Let's try to get some understanding in the matter. Let's go to Daniel 7. This is a big thing. And it's cool that everybody's asking about it, but it's kind of annoying at the same time. The only reason why I say it's annoying, I don't know if that's the right thing to say to the teacher, but it's low-key annoying. And the reason why I say it's annoying because, a lot of people got my number, and that's cool. I want a lot of people to get my number. That's how it should be. I want people to call me and ask me if they have questions. That's how it should be. But I get the random people I haven't heard of in years. Hey, man, Trump just said Jerusalem is the capital now. Should I start fleeing? Bro, you haven't been to the Sabbath not one time, man. What do you can flee all you want to. You ain't going nowhere. It starts now. You gotta start keeping the commandments now. You gotta start getting ready now. You can't just assume the event happened, think you can flee. Yeah, go ahead and try to flee. The Lord won't allow you to get to his place. We're gonna read that as well. So that's the annoying part, when people come like, man, look, let's not worry about that yet. Let's worry about not eating pork. Let's worry about this. Let's worry about not selling our Christmas. Because that's how you're gonna get to the wilderness. Yeah, man, that sounds good. I'm just not ready yet. But when he's standing at holy place, he was ready to flee though? Come on, man. Man, it's backwards. That's why I said it was annoying. But let's go to Daniel once I find it. Daniel 7, and pick it up at verse 1. Go ahead. Verse 1? Yeah, Daniel 7, right? Yeah, Daniel 7, verse 1. Go ahead.
In the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream and visions of his head upon his bed. Then he wrote the dream and told the sum of the matters.
All right, so the first year of Belshazzar, that's the king of Babylon, right? The son of Nebuchadnezzar. Daniel had a dream and a vision of his head upon his bed, and he wrote the dream and told the sum of the matter. So he had a dream, he write it down. Bam, get done. Verse 2, go ahead.
Daniel spake and said, I saw in my vision by night, and behold, the four winds of the heaven strove upon the great sea.
So in his dream, he saw four winds stroving upon the great sea. Verse 3.
And four great beasts came up from the sea, diverse one from another.
Verse 4.
The first was like a lion, and had eagle's wings.
So the first was so he's telling you, okay, so these beasts are the kingdoms that will rule the whole world. And we're going to read that, okay? I'm not just creating that. We're going to read that. But the beasts are kingdoms that will rule the whole world. And the first beast was like a lion and had eagle's wings. That is Babylon and Nebuchadnezzar. Okay, that's who that is. Keep going.
I beheld till the wings thereof were plucked, and it was lifted up from the earth, and made stand upon the feet as a man, and a man's heart was given to it.
And then that is occurring when he starts flipping out, start being a little bit prideful, and the Lord made him go out there and eat with the beasts. And he started acting like the beast for a few years. Right? But that is Nebuchadnezzar in Babylon. The first kingdom that ruled the whole world. You can look this up. That's the one thing that's crazy. Like, people think the Bible and history and science don't. No, they all say the same thing. You have some scientists who don't believe, who try to make something up. But that usually get thrown out as well. But yeah, that's Babylon, verse 5.
And behold, another beast.
Another beast.
A second, like to a bear. And it raised up itself on one side. And it had 3 ribs in the mouth of it, between the teeth of it. And they said thus unto it, Arise, devour much flesh.
And this beast is the Median Persian, who is now known as Russia and Iran. That's who this beast is. So they start taking over the world after Nebuchadnezzar. And that's with Darius, Cyrus, Artaxerxes, like the movie 300, some of y'all, all of that stuff is similar part of history of what we're reading. Okay? Now, keep going.
Verse 6, After this I beheld, and lo, another, like a leopard, which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl. The beast had also 4 heads, and dominion was given to it.
And after this I beheld, lo, another beast. And this is like a leopard, and this leopard had wings. Now, a leopard already cooked with the feet as it is, and you can give him wings. And the reason why the black leopard has wings is because Alexander the Great is who this leopard is speaking of, the Greeks and Alexander the Great, and they took over the world extremely quick. Alexander was like young, and when he got to power, and then he ended up dying at the root of his, or at the strength of his power. But nevertheless, that's what it's speaking of. And then it said 4 heads, and it has 4 heads, and that's the Diadoches, after he died, the 4 generals that start ruling the world. Now, a lot of this stuff might be a little bit meat, maybe it's not, but understand, let me just make this disclaimer. Don't try to strain at a gnat and swallow a camel. The first thing we need to understand is keeping these commandments. But I'm just giving you guys some history so we in a platform, because the question is always, when we go to the wilderness, when we going to fly to the wilderness? All right, so I'm giving you an answer, I'm giving you a background also regarding it. The Bible told you to go to Daniel and read about the abomination and desolation, and that's what we're doing. This is not the abomination and desolation, but this is the whole empire, the whole Gentile empire, which is the abomination of desolation. The man of sin is from there. But verse 6 is speaking of Alexander the Great. Now verse 7, go ahead.
After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a 4th beast, dreadful and terrible.
So this 4th beast is dreadful and terrible. It don't even have a name. You have a lion, you have a bear, you have a leopard, and this one, I don't know what this is. It's dreadful and terrible. Keep going.
And strong exceedingly. And it had great iron teeth.
Keep going.
It devoured and brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with the feet of it. And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it. And it had 10 horns.
Okay, horns in the Bible represents kingdoms or kings. So it had 10 horns. It had 10 kings. All right, so this is Rome at the height of the power with the EEU and that whole thing, the whole little giddy up they had over there. It was 10 kings. It was 10 kingdoms. It was 10 of them all going in that one. Right? That's what we read. That's that 10 horns. Verse 8.
I considered the horns, and behold.
So now he's looking at the horns like, man, these horns are crazy. And behold, what?
There came up among them a little horn.
Then a little horn came up. Out amongst the 10 horns, this little horn come up. Keep going.
Before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up.
And this little horn plucked up 3 horns. That's the office of the Pope. It's that little horn, and the 3 horns are the Vandals and Goths and all of them. You got to look into your history. When he came into power, when Pope started coming to the power, he forced everybody to do what he said and believe what he said. That he was the vicar of Christ. And if you didn't believe, you would die. And these 3 horns, these kings, these kingdoms, they didn't believe, so the Pope put all 3 of them up. So you won't hear of them anymore. Keep going.
And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of man, and a mouth speaking great things.
So this was a man. This horn is a man. Rather than, he's not like a king, a normal king that we know of. He come across like a man, very lowly. Now, just read verse 9. I know I don't have it up in here, but so after that, so Daniel's having this vision. So he see this beast come up, and this beast come up, and this beast come up, and this beast is dreadful and terrible. It's crazy. And then after that, what do you see? Verse 9.
I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool.
Yeah, hair like us. Keep going.
His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire.
So after that, then the Lord came and started ruling the world. So that's the vision that he had. So so in Matthew 24, we didn't read all of it, but in Matthew 24, after the abomination and desolation do his thing, immediately after tribulation could be read, it's going to be tribulation like never before. Immediately after tribulation, the Lord going to come. So keeping that in mind, when you read in this, when it gives you in order the kingdoms, after the 4th beast, the Lord came. That's what we read here. The 4th beast went by, then the Lord came. So this 4th beast have to have some type of, that's where the abomination and desolation coming from. So that 4th beast is who we focusing on. What that 4th beast, or the office of that individual whoever this individual is, which we are going to go look into, when he's standing in a holy temple, that's when we flee. Okay? So we all have an understanding so far. Right? Alright. Now go to verse 15. Go ahead. So now he will give you the interpretation of the dream. Verse 15. Go ahead.
I, Daniel, was grieved in my spirit in the midst of my body.
So he grieved, man. He's like, man, what are these? This is how you know. The prophets didn't know everything either. The Lord gave them information. Just like now, we don't know something, we got to seek the Lord. We got to seek the Lord. Keep going.
And the visions of my head troubled me. I came near unto one of them that stood by.
One of them was an angel.
And asked him the truth of all this. So he told me, and made me know the interpretation of the things.
Right. So the angel interpreted, and the angel got the interpretation from the Lord. Verse 17, keep going.
These great beasts, which are four kings, which shall arise out of the earth.
Right, that's exactly what I said. Verse 17.
But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom, and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
That's that verse 9. Keep going.
Then I would know the truth of the fourth beast, which was diverse from all the others.
So asking, okay, so who is this fourth beast? He's diverse from all the other beasts. He's totally different from all these other beasts that rule. So who is this dude? Keep going.
Exceeding dreadful, whose teeth were of iron, and his nails of brass, which devoured, breaking pieces, and stamped the residue with his feet.
Keep going, 20.
And of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell. Even of that horn that had eyes, and a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows.
So he looked more stout. His appearance was greater than all his fellows. So Daniel is asking about this little horn and this fourth beast. 21, go ahead.
I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints.
So this horn is making war with the saints. That's something we have not read yet. But this horn is making war with the saints. This horn will be the reason of the Great Tribulation. So now we're focusing on this little horn. Keep going.
And prevailed against them. Until the Ancient of Days.
That's something else I want to mention. This little horn prevailed against the saints. So understand, it's going to be a battle here, and he's going to be up in all of us. So we have to just keep our minds straight. And he's going to do it until the Ancient of Days came. And keep going.
And judgment was given to the saints of the Most High. And the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom. Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth.
Which is wrong. That's what that fourth beast was. It was wrong. Keep going.
Which shall be diverse from all kingdoms.
It's diverse from all kingdoms because all the other kingdoms, for the most part, other than Antioch and Epiphany, other than him, but for the most part, all the other kingdoms just ran the kingdom, didn't deal with their religion. You can believe whatever you want to believe. I don't care. But this place is mine. I want your money. You're going to pay me tribute. But this beast, he's like, nah, I'm going to mess with that, and I'm going to take your religion. That's why he was different from all the other beasts. He come lowly. Even now, if you look at the Vatican City, people don't understand that's a kingdom, and Rome and the Pope is a king. He come to, the only person who didn't kneel down and kiss the ring was Trump. But everybody else, when they see Pope, they kneel down and kiss the ring, paying homage to him. So this man had power, and people don't even think it. He's different from all the other beasts. And Rome is still in power, till this day. Keep going.
And shall tread it down, and break it in pieces. And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall rise after them.
So you got 10 kings that arise. So 10 kings came out of Rome, and another shall rise after them, which is the Pope. Keep going.
And he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings.
Right, that's what I told you about already. 25.
And he shall speak great words against the Most High.
See, that's how he's going to be different. He's going to be speaking against the Most High. Antioch and Epiphany did it a little bit, but this man going to do it on a world scale. On a world scale. He shall speak against the Most High. Keep going.
And shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws.
And think to change times and laws. The Lord told you when it's nighttime, that's the beginning of the new day. He said when it's 12 o'clock, that's the beginning of the new day. And we went along with it. The Lord said, remember my death. He was like, nah, remember his birthday. Okay, cool. All right. But he had the Catholic Inquisition that murdered so many people that we don't even speak about. We speak about the Arabians killing people, how crazy they are, but we don't speak about the Catholic Church. But he said, he think to change times and laws. Keep going. Oh yeah, the Sabbath day and all that stuff. He changed all of that stuff. Keep going.
And they shall be given into his hand
Instead of giving it to his hand until what?
until a time.
A time, that's 1 year.
In times.
Times is plural, so that's 2. So 2 plus 1 is 3. Keep going.
In the dividing of time.
In the dividing of time. So the divide of the year is 6 months. So he gonna be controlled for 3.5 years. Now I know it just seemed like if you knew or if you just watching, man, how did he come up with that? Where did he get the time is 1 year? No, the Bible tells me that. I just know I've been looking at this for a little bit, so I can tell you guys it. But we're gonna read it. We're gonna read it where it says 3.5 years. That's the difference between this church and other churches. That everything we say we read.
That's right.
Right? I'm not. There's too many people up here with understanding that if I say something weird, the lies will be calling me right now. That phone will be recorded. It'll be just going up. But Daniel 11. Now we're going to go to Daniel 11. We're going to get a little bit more understanding of this Pope or this beast. But all of this is about the wilderness. Understand, but I have to give you a platform so you can have some understanding. So now, some of these questions, hopefully, you will know them already before you ask or if somebody else asks you. So we focusing on the 4th beast. So Daniel 11 is about the Diadoches. Okay? And then at the end of the Diadoches, you start talking about the Pope. Even though the Pope is from a different nation, you have to understand that, for example, when Rome started ruling, it was in the New Testament, right? Jesus' days, but the Bible was written in Greek. Why is that? Why is it not written in Roman? Because Rome just pretty much took control of what Greek already had. It was just like it just took over their establishment. They really changed too much other than the religion aspects of it, if that makes sense. So if you want to say, make a little stretch and say that, Rome was part of the Diadochi, maybe. Just because how they ran it. But nevertheless, we have to understand this is a different king. So Daniel 11, verse 36 is what we're picking up from, is a different king from a different nation. Before, it was all about the Diadoches. So Daniel 11, verse 36, go ahead.
And the king shall do according to his will, and he shall exalt himself.
So we talk about that same little horn. He shall do according this in the future. He shall do according to his will, and he shall exalt himself. Keep going.
And magnify himself above every god, and shall speak marvelous things against the God of gods.
Keep going.
And shall prosper till the indignation be accomplished.
And he's going to prosper till the indignation be accomplished. He's going to prosper until his time is up, which is 3.5 years. Keep going.
For that is determined and shall be done.
He already determined it. The Lord already determined it, so it's going to be done. You follow me? So he's going to be doing his thing for 3.5 years. The indignation be accomplished because it's already set in stone. Verse 37.
Neither shall he regard the God of his fathers, nor the desire of women.
What other king or what other nation or people, or not necessarily nation, we say religion, don't desire women? So that's something to think about. They don't allow people to marry. The nuns call none because they don't get none. And then you got the Pope over here sleeping with all these little boys. I'm saying. Keep going.
Nor regard any God.
So he don't regard any God. He think he's it. He the bee's knees. Everybody gotta look at me. Keep going.
For he shall magnify himself above all. But in his estate shall he honor the God of forces. And a God whom his fathers knew not shall he honor with gold and silver and with precious stones and pleasant things.
Keep going.
Thus shall he do in the most strongholds with a strange God.
So the most strongest fortresses, he's going to do this. In anybody temple, everybody land, he going to be worshiping his God, his way. Diluting everything that you may think is holy. Keep going.
whom he shall acknowledge and increase with glory. And he shall cause them to rule over many, and shall divide the land for gain.
All right, so he'll start ruling things. He'll start dividing for gain. Verse 40.
And at the time of the end shall the king of the
So
south.
at the time of his end, shall the king of the south. Okay, so when the Bible gives you any type of I can't think of the name right now, northeast, southwest direction, any type of direction, is usually according to Jerusalem. Jerusalem is the Lord's footstool. Everything is surrounded by Jerusalem. So when he said the king of the south, it's south of Jerusalem, which is Egypt. All right. So it said when the king of the south, at the end of time, the king of the south, keep going,
pusheth him, and the king of the north shall come against him like a whirlwind, with chariots and with horsemen and with many ships, and he shall enter into the countries and shall overflow and pass over.
So this man going, okay, you want to start causing some funk? All right, we'll cause some funk. He can start taking over. He can flex his muscle for real. Verse 41.
He shall enter also into the glorious land.
What's the glorious land? Jerusalem. So he also taking over that. What else?
And many countries shall be overthrown, but these shall escape.
And many countries shall be overthrown. Understand that. He's taking control of many countries. But what country is he not taking over? Keep going.
But these shall escape out of his hand, even
Edom,
and Moab,
and
the chief of the children of Ammon.
All right. So us trying to have some type of understanding, just us trying to think. If this man who we have to worry about is taking over every part of the world, but 3 countries, where should we go? To those 3 countries. That's where the wilderness is going to be at. That's where the wilderness is going to be at. Like my man read before, and we're going to read a little bit, we also going to read as well, in the opening scripture, he read Psalms 83, verse 3 and 7. These 3 individuals, Edom, Moab, and Ammon, so Lot, 2 kids, and Esau, conspired against Israel. And then once they conspired against Israel, we got kicked out of our land, they start rejoicing, having a good time, right? Hey, party. And the Lord was like, hey, I don't like that. Because of that, you're going to get out your land. Because of that, I'm going to make your land get taken over. And when Nebuchadnezzar came and take over the land, he destroyed it. Now, other people try to come and live and relive in it. You had different nations coming in. You have some people living in, but for the most part, it's no longer. So, to this day, that land is nothing. If you look, Moab is, what is that, the east of Israel, and then so is Ammon, it's like the east and the south, and Edom is right in the middle of both of them. So the east, the southeast of Israel, to that country is where we should be going to. Verse 42. That's it. Keep going.
He shall stretch forth his hand also upon the countries, and the land of Egypt shall not escape.
So he's going to take over Egypt. So you trying to steal Egypt? Yep. He got you too. 43.
But he shall have power over the treasures of gold and of silver, and over all the precious things of Egypt, and the Libyans, and the Ethiopians shall be at his steps. But tidings out of the east and out of the north.
So tidings, so news, so rumors, out of the east, out of the north. He started hearing things. He started making him not happy. Now hold on, who these people with the million army start to say they can do X, Y, and Z? Hold up. Who is this? But tidings out the east, and what else?
And out of the north shall trouble him. Therefore he shall go forth with great fury to destroy, and utterly to make away many.
So you're going to fight back. So it's going to be a crazy war. 45.
And he shall plant the tabernacles of his palace between the seas in the glorious holy mountain.
So he's going to plant the tabernacles of his palace between the seas and the glorious mountain.
Yet he shall come to his end, and none shall help him.
He's going to come to the end because the Lord's going to show up. And none can help him. So now, we're going to take a little bit more about this beast. We see the physical aspect of this beast, the 4th beast, the man. Now we're going to see the spiritual aspect of it. Like I said, this is all the foundation for the wilderness. We already know where we should be fleeing to, those 3 countries that he's not controlling. Now we're going to hit that in a minute. We're going to get some more information on that. But before we go to that, since we're on this topic, we're on this individual, let's look at the spiritual realm of this man. Revelation 12 and verse 1. Revelation 12 and verse 1. Go ahead.
And there appeared a great wonder in heaven.
Okay, so John the Revelator, I said that because the homegirl like the name. So John the Revelator had he had this little vision. Alright, and there appeared a great wonder, or a great vision, or a great sign in heaven. Keep going.
A woman clothed with the sun, and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars.
That's Israel. We can read that in Genesis. The sun is the father, Israel or Jacob. Right? The moon is the mom. 11 stars is Joseph's brother, and Joseph being the 12. Alright, so the Lord considered Israel as a woman, specifically his woman and his sister, and a bunch of other things. But this is Israel he's speaking of right here, this woman. Verse 2.
And she, being with child, cried, travailing in birth, in pain to be delivered. And there appeared another wonder in heaven.
Now there's a different vision in heaven. Okay, keep going.
And behold, a great red dragon.
A great red dragon.
Having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his head.
Okay, having 7 heads, 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his head. You have to understand, this is similar to the vision, or similar to the beast that we read in Daniel. But it's a little bit different. He don't have 10 horns, or he had 10 horns, but he only has 7 crowns. Don't forget, 3 got plucked up. But this is still overall the European. This is still overall the European. What did I say, man? Get me off my paper. Oh, my bad. I don't know. Anyway, so what was I saying? Oh yeah. So overall, this man, what we read in verse 3. Overall, it's the whole Babylonian Empire. That's what we're looking at. And there's a dragon is behind it. A dragon is behind it. Verse 4. So we're going to see who the dragon is. Verse 4.
And his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven.
And his tail drew the third part of the stars from heaven. This stars from heaven is speaking of is angels. So the tail of this dragon cast down a third of the innumerable number from heaven. Keep going.
And did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman which was ready to be delivered.
Alright, so he's standing right in front of this woman to devour her child as soon as it was born. He's trying to get this child. Verse 5.
And she brought forth a man-child.
Man-child. Keep going.
Who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron, and her child was caught up unto God and to his throne.
So that's Jesus. So the beast, we're going to figure out who that beast is specifically. Cast down a third of the innumerable number of angels standing right in front of this woman, trying to get this man-child, who is the Jesus, but he was called up to the third heaven. Verse 6. So then what happened to the woman?
And the woman fled into the wilderness.
So the woman fled to the wilderness. See, everything turns back around. I'm not going off topic. And the woman fled to the wilderness. Keep going.
Where she hath a place prepared of God.
For how long?
That they should feed her there 1,260 days.
1,260 days. How long is that? 3.5 years. Time and times and dividing the times. So she gonna flee to the wilderness. Israel, us, and everybody who is joining in Israel, who is not of the Israel nation. You doing what thus said the Lord, you consider Israel. You would have a name better than ones who not doing what thus said the Lord, who is Israel. Right? And flee to the wilderness, verse 7.
And there was war in heaven.
Alright, so after he had this vision, and then he took you all the way back to the beginning. So you gotta understand that. When you read the Bible, especially Revelation, that's why Paul, when he was like in 2 Corinthians, he was like, whether in the body I can tell, whether out the body I can tell. Sometimes you have a vision, you don't know where you at. You don't know what's going on. Or when you're reading about a vision, you don't know what's going on. But you have to have an understanding, be able to put things together and read line upon line and precept upon precept. So now we just read about something, a spiritual aspect of it, and then he took you all the way to the beginning. In the beginning, when God created heaven and earth. And there was a war in heaven.
Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. The dragon fought and his angels.
So you got that dragon again, that same dragon that's in verse 3. And Michael, being an angel, not Jesus, he's an angel, he's not Jesus. He's an angel. I gotta say that. Michael, being an angel, fought against the dragon and his angels, the same angels that he's cast to the ground. Verse 8.
And prevailed not, neither was their place found anymore in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent.
Oh, and that great dragon was cast out, that old serpent, the same serpent that was in the Garden of Eden. Yep, that serpent, keep going.
Called the devil.
Called the devil.
And Satan.
So that's the spiritual aspect behind it. Behind that fourth beast is Satan. That's Satan right there. And that's why he got all that power to do. That's why Rome had all that power to do what they do. Because Satan's behind it. But the woman fled to the wilderness because she knows that Satan's trying to get her. Man, you can't stand to that. She wised up and she did. Keep going.
Which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him.
Just like it said in verse 3. So that is the dragon. He's behind of this whole Babylonian empire. Keep going.
And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our God and the power of his Christ. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night.
He accused Job, right? Oh, Job, man, do this, man. I bet you can take that away. He won't do this, Lord. I bet you. So he accusing the brethren day and night. This is how we know this is way in the beginning. Because how is he the accuser? Because some people try to make it seem like this stuff hasn't happened yet. It doesn't make sense. He's the accuser of the brethren and have accused them day and night. But we read in Job time that Satan was doing that. We read in the garden, we can read in the Garden of Eden where he deceived the whole world. And he was already there. The Lord said, I beheld Satan fall to the ground like lightning. This already happened. Keep going.
And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb.
That's how we can overcome them. By the blood of the Lamb and what else?
And by the word of their testimony. And they loved not their lives unto the death.
Keep going.
Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants.
Woe to us. Keep going.
Of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
That's why this great tribulation is so fierce, because he's behind the man of sin, the abomination of desolation, and he's going to be after us. That's what we're about to read. Verse 13.
And when the dragon saw that he was cast into the earth, he persecuted the woman.
That woman being Israel, the same woman we read in 12:1, Revelation 12:1. That same woman. He's persecuting us, trying to persecute us, trying to get us. Keep going.
Which brought forth the man-child. And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness.
So she had 2 wings that she might fly to the wilderness. That doesn't mean the Lord gonna fly you and you ain't gotta do nothing. Nah, you still gotta move. Like I say all the time in Exodus, the Lord said he bear them on eagle's wings, but you can read how they walked. They was tired, man, I'm hungry. Hopefully we don't tempt the Lord like that, but nevertheless, so we still have to do something. And the woman was given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she may fly into the wilderness. Keep going.
Into her place, where she is nourished for a time,
1 year,
times,
2 years,
and half a time,
3.5 years.
From the face of the serpent.
So we hide it from the serpent. We hide it from the beast. That's why we gotta go to the wilderness. All this is the reason why. Great tribulation is crazy. It's gonna be crazy. And Satan gonna be after us. And if you stay here, he's gonna force you to take the mark. He's gonna torture you. He's gonna starve. He's gonna do everything he can to force you to get that mark. Or force you to say, hey man, the Lord, okay, Satan, anything you want. And then if that happens, you're going straight to the lake of fire. Ain't no help after that. Keep going.
Verse 15. And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after
What is
the
that?
woman.
That's armies. So he's going to use his power of the beast and the false prophet, to have the army come after us. His armies come after us. You got a whole army coming after you? Well, that's crazy. Keep going.
That he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. And the earth helped the woman.
The earth helped the woman. We're going to get some understanding by this.
And the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood.
Opened up her mouth and swallowed up the flood. Don't forget. We talk about the wilderness. They're going to be in the wilderness. What's up? They're going to be in the wilderness. And this wilderness is going to... Y'all tripping. Keep going, man.
Which the dragon cast out of his mouth. And the dragon was wroth with the woman.
So the dragon was wroth with the woman. He was angry with the woman. Keep going.
And went to make war with the remnant of her seed. Which keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Jesus Christ.
So you have to have both. You got to keep the commandments of God, and you got to have the testimony of Jesus Christ. Not just one or the other. So now, let's go look at this Ammon, Moab, and Esau, Edom a little bit. So now we see the spiritual aspects behind the beast. Now let's just focus on the area and or the people that surround the area. Jeremiah 48. Jeremiah 48. So we're going to pick it up after these individuals conspire against Israel, and they start having a good time. They're happy that Israel out of their land, because Israel used to be fighting with Moab, Ammon, and Edom the whole time. They stayed fighting with them. There's always problems. Jeremiah 48 and 26. Go ahead.
Make ye him drunken, for he magnified himself against the Lord.
Who is he? Keep going.
Moab also shall wallow in his vomit, and he also shall be in derision.
So that's what we talking about, Moab. 27.
For was not Israel a derision unto thee?
Yes, we were. Keep going.
Was he found among thieves?
Keep going.
For since thou spakest of him, thou skippedest for joy.
Soon as all the bad stuff happened to us, they started skipping for joy. They're happy. They conspired. That's what we read in 48, Psalms 83. They was the reason for it. Keep going.
O ye that dwell in Moab, leave the cities and dwell in the rock, and be like the dove that maketh her nest in the
Dwell in the
sides.
rock. Hey, get out your cities. Go live in these rocks. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. That's a big deal. Get out these cities and go live in these rocks. Keep going.
In the sides of the hole's mouth.
In the size of a hole's mouth, meaning caves. Go over here and live in these mountains inside these caves. Keep going.
We have heard the pride of Moab. He is exceeding proud, his loftiness and his arrogancy, and his pride and his haughtiness of his heart. I know his wrath, saith the Lord, but it shall not be so. His lies shall not so affect it. Therefore will I howl for Moab.
I will cry for Moab. Keep going.
And I will cry out for all Moab. Mine heart shall mourn for the men of Kehiris.
Yep, that's a city, Moab. Keep going.
O vine of Sibma.
Another city that's near, because all this stuff is super close to Jerusalem. So we have to understand that a lot of stuff that impacted us impacted them and vice versa. Okay? Keep going.
I will weep for thee with the weeping of Jazer. Thy plants are gone over the sea. They reach even to the sea of Jazer. The spoiler is fallen upon thy summer fruits and upon thy vintage.
Who's that spoiler? Nebuchadnezzar. All right. You want to do all that stuff, the spoiler will come down and get you. When he took over Israel, he took over everything. He just left them with nothing because the Lord told him to do that. Keep going.
And joy and gladness is taken from the plentiful field.
He took it all. Keep going.
And from the land of Moab. And I have caused wine to fail from the wine presses. None shall tread with shouting. Their shouting shall be no shouting.
That's it? No, yeah, keep going.
From the cry of Heshbon even unto Elealeh, and even unto Jahaz, have they uttered their voice from Zoar even unto Horonaim, as an heifer of 3 years old. For the waters also of Nimrim shall be desolate.
He's going to make all that desolate. Everybody was all enjoying, having a good time. He's going to make all this desolate. 35, keep going. I think that's it, right? That's it. All right, now go to 49 and 1. Jeremiah 49 and 1. So that's one thing to Moab. He's going to make all this stuff desolate. Now, what do you guys say about Ammon? Ammon, go ahead.
Concerning the Ammonites, thus saith the Lord, hath Israel no sons? Hath he no heir?
Right.
Why then doth their king inherit Gad, and his people dwell in his cities?
After they got taken out, they were just like, okay, we're going to take some of this then. Edom wasn't the only one who took over. Edom just came in and said he was us. But they was like, we're just going to take some of this land, bro. Oh, yeah, you have that, we have this. Because they was continually fighting over land. Like I said, they stayed fighting. Israel, Ammon, Edom, Moab. Keep going. So he's saying, what? Israel don't have no kids? Why you got the land and not them? Keep going.
Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will cause an alarm of war to be heard in Rabbah of the Ammonites.
War coming. Keep going.
And it shall be a desolate heap, and her daughters shall be burned with fire. Then shall Israel be heir unto them that were his heirs, saith the Lord.
So now the Lord will have these cats come and make this desolate as well. Israel will get theirs. So we got Moab that's desolate. We also hear Ammon that's desolate. Keep going.
Howl, O Heshbon, for Ai is spoiled. Cry, ye daughters of Rabbah. Gird you with sackcloth. Lament, and run to and fro by the hedges.
So that's what some things that they used to do when they was crying. You know, they shave their head, and put on the sackcloth and start crying for the Lord, ask for forgiveness. That's what they did. So he's telling you, yeah, go ahead and do that. Keep going.
For their king shall go into captivity, and his priests and his princes together. Wherefore glorious thou in the valleys, thy flowing valley, O backsliding daughter, that trusted in her treasures, saying, who shall come unto me? Behold, I will bring a fear upon thee, saith the Lord God of hosts, from all those that be about thee, and ye shall be driven out every man right forth, and none shall gather up him that wandereth.
So y'all gonna be wandering, just walking around wandering, and nobody gonna come get you. Verse 6.
And afterward I will bring again the captivity of the children of Ammon, saith the Lord.
But I'm gonna bring y'all back. I'm not totally gonna just forget all you guys, and that's gonna be a point. He said the same thing about Moab. So he's not gonna totally forget them. All that is gonna come to the end. And we're gonna see why. Now read verse 7. Let's see what's up with Edom. Concerning
Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is there wisdom vanished?
So apparently Edom was supposed to be this wise group of people. That's why he's starting off like this. Like, are y'all not smart? Do y'all not know what y'all did? Keep going.
Flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan. For I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, the time that I will visit him.
Keep going.
If grape gatherers come to thee, would they not leave some gleaning grapes? If thieves by night, they will destroy till they have enough. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places.
Right.
And he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbors, and he is not.
Who's his neighbors? Edom, Moab, right? Even Israel. All this is happening. All this going down on everybody. Keep going.
Lead thy fatherless children. I will preserve them alive, and let thy widows trust in me. For thus saith the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken.
This has nothing to do with you guys, but you want to step in. That's the problem. Stay at my business. Pretty much what he said. Stay at my business. Keep going.
And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished?
So you think you shouldn't get in trouble for what you did? Keep going.
Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it.
Now you're going to drink of his wrath. Now you're going to get it. Keep going.
For I have sworn by myself, saith the Lord, that Basra shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse.
So there's going to be nothing there. There's going to be nothing there. So understand, Ammon, there's nothing there. Moab, nothing there. Edom, nothing there. It's desolate. Keep going.
And all the cities thereof shall be perpetual waste. I have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent unto the heathen, saying, gather ye together, and come against her, and rise up to the battle. For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen, and despised among men.
Keep going.
Thy terribleness hath deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock.
So they dwell in the clefts of the rocks too. Okay. Matter of fact, their city, one of their cities you're going to read, was used to help transfer people. So we're going to read that. Keep going.
That holdest the height of the hill. Though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence.
Bring you down. 2 more verses. Keep going.
Also Edom shall be a desolation. Every one that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof. As in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah, and the neighbor cities thereof. saith the Lord, no man shall abide there, neither shall a son of man dwell in it.
All right, so when we read about these two nations, nobody's in there. It's absolutely desolate. Because of what they did, the Lord kicked everybody out. And they up there wandering in cleft rocks, and hiding in dens and holes and all over the places. But no one's in that land. Now, with that understanding, we're going to continue to stay on the wilderness, because that's where the wilderness is at. So how are we going to survive in an area that's desolate, if that's where we're supposed to go? I'm good, bro. Thank you. Isaiah 35. We're going to pick it up from there. Isaiah 35. So now we know all that place is desolate because of what they did. Now we're going to go to Isaiah 35, and we're going to pick it up at verse 1. Isaiah 35 and verse 1. Go ahead.
The wilderness and the solitary place shall be glad for them.
The wilderness and the solitary place shall be glad for them. Keep going.
And the desert shall rejoice and blossom as the rose.
Okay, so this desert, this place will blossom. There's nothing now, but the Lord will make stuff grow from there. It will blossom. Keep going.
It shall blossom abundantly and rejoice even with joy and singing. The glory of Lebanon shall be given unto it, the excellency of Carmel and Sharon. They shall see the glory of the Lord and the excellency of our God.
They're going to see how excellent the Lord is by making this happen. Verse 3.
Strengthen ye the weak hands and confirm the feeble knees. Say to them that are of a fearful heart, be strong, fear not.
Okay.
Behold, your God will come with vengeance, even God with the recompense. He will come and save you.
Keep reading.
Then the eyes of the blind shall be opened, and the ears of the deaf shall be unstopped. Then shall the lame man leap as an harp, and the tongue of the dumb sing. And in the wilderness shall waters break out, and streams in the desert.
Waters break out, people are going to be sick, they're going to get healed, they're going to be feeling good. All this will happen in that desert, where there's nothing in there right now. Keep going.
And the parched ground shall become a pool, and the thirsty land springs of water.
Keep going.
And the habitation of dragons, where each lay shall be grass with reeds and rushes.
Grass everywhere. It's all mountains and desert now. Verse 8.
And an highway shall be there, and a way, and it shall be called the way of holiness.
So we're going to have a highway there called the way of holiness, and the only way you can get into the wilderness is through this highway. But keep going.
The unclean shall not pass over it.
What? If I eat pork, I can't go? No. What? Keep going.
But it shall be for those, the wayfaring men.
The one who's living in holiness. That's a wayfaring man. It should be for those. Keep going.
Though fools shall not err therein.
So just because you have some type of understanding that the wilderness is over here, doesn't mean you're going to run and go when the abomination desolation stuff in. You got to start walking now. Because the Lord told you, hey, no fool's going to be up in here, bro. Ain't going to be none of that riffraff. Ain't no uncleanliness. None of that thing is going down. No riffraff. Verse 9.
No lion shall be there.
No lion, so we're going to be safe. We got to worry about no animals. We're going to be fed. We're going to be drinking some water. Keep going.
Nor any ravenous beast shall go up thereon. It shall be found there, but the redeemed shall walk there.
The redeemed. So if you make it there, you're redeemed. If you make it there, you're going to be up in the first resurrection. This is the first wilderness. We still got the second wilderness coming. You make it the first wilderness, you good. You don't make it to that wilderness, either the Lord still got to test you, or he just don't like you, bro. Yeah, you're going to be stuck here. Keep going.
And the ransom of the Lord shall return, and come to Zion with songs and everlasting joy upon their heads. They shall obtain joy and gladness, and sorrow and sighing shall flee away.
So they ain't worried about nothing, no more. Now let's go to 16, Isaiah 16. And just so you know, the wilderness, Moab, Canaan, all that area, it's going to be the same for the first wilderness to the second wilderness. So we're going to go to the second wilderness in a minute. We're not there yet, but it's all in the same location. Isaiah 16 and verse 1. Isaiah 16 and verse 1. All right, get it in.
Send ye the lamb to the ruler of the land from Selah to the wilderness, and to the mount of the daughter of Zion.
All right, so what is that talking about? Come on, Izzy, what is that talking about? Send ye the lamb to the ruler of the land from Selah to the wilderness, and to the mount of the daughter of Zion. This Selah is also called Petra, Petra, right? This is a city, this is the capital of Edom. This is the capital of Edom, and the capital of Edom is inside of a rock, up top of a mountain. It says, send ye the lamb to the ruler of the land. So you got to pay tribute. So he's telling these individuals to pay tribute to Jerusalem, to Jacob, to Israel. And he's going to tell you how to do that. I know I'm reading this. It's like, man, that's not saying that. It will say it in the next verse. I'm just kind of jumping ahead. Send ye the lamb to the ruler of the land from Selah or Petra, which is another word for the rock, to the wilderness, unto the mount of the daughters of Zion. So start paying tribute. Verse 2.
For it shall be that as a wandering bird cast out of the nest, so the daughters of Moab shall be at the fords of Arnon.
So why is the daughters of Moab just like the birds that's cast out of the nest? They don't have a home. The Lord said, get out of there. So now they're just wandering. And they are wandering in the fords of Arnon. What's the ford? That's like a river with a highway in between. Like some type of median where the river is at. Okay? And Arnon is, I think, from Numbers, Arnon is the middle between, what's that? Look at it real quick. Numbers 21. Y'all don't have to go to it. Matter of fact, let's go to it. Numbers 21. One is lower, right? Numbers 21. Since I'm going to it, we all might as well go to it. Numbers 21 and verse 13. So we can have an understanding of what we're reading. One verse. So Israel is traveling around here in the wilderness. So we're going to be back around here in the wilderness again in the future. So Numbers 21, verse 13. Go ahead.
From thence they removed.
From thence they, meaning Israel, removed from where?
And pitched on the other side of Arnon,
Which
is in the wilderness that cometh out of the coast of the Amorites.
Amorites, keep going.
For Arnon is the border of Moab, between Moab and the Amorites.
So that's what I wanted to say, between Moab and Amorites. So when you go back to Isaiah 16, and it says, send ye the lamb to the ruler of the land, because back in the Kings, the Moab used to pay tribute to Israel. So continue to send tribute to Israel from Selah, which is Petra, the capital of Edom, which is inside of the rock, to the wilderness, unto the mountain of the daughters of Zion, meaning Israel. For it shall be that as a wandering bird cast out of the nest, so that the daughters of Moab shall be at the fords of Arnon. So the daughters of Moab is going to be walking around over there in the wilderness. They should continue to be walking around there, because the Lord said, hey, go live in these rocks. Peace out. You're not in this land anymore. So they're going to be wandering in the fords of Arnon, verse 3.
Take counsel.
And he's telling them, this is how you pay tribute. Take counsel, keep going.
Execute judgment. Make thy shadow as the night in the midst of the noonday.
Make that shadow the night in the midst of the noonday. So it's super, super hot. Make your shadow, right? Make your shadow as the night in the midst of the noonday. Kind of like when it's hot out here in Vegas. Like, man, it's hot. Go get a shade. And you go like Walmart, the big old wall. You just sit there for a little bit, drink water. That's pretty much what he's saying. Make your shade, make your shade a place where Israel can hide out at. Take counsel. Execute judgment. Make that shadow as the night in the midst of the noonday. Keep going.
Hide the outcast.
Who's that outcast? Israel. Hide Israel. Keep going.
Betray not him that wandereth.
Betray not him that wandereth. Because once we flee, we're going to be wandering. So he's telling them, take them in. Come on, Moab, Ammon, Edom, take them in. That's the place where you guys are at anyways. Verse 4.
Let mine outcast dwell with thee.
Let my outcast dwell with thee. Who?
Moab.
Moab. So we already know this is the same area. This is where the wilderness will be at. Let my outcast dwell with thee, Moab. Keep going.
Be thou a covert to them from the face of the spoiler.
Be thou a shelter from the face of the spoiler. Who's the spoiler? At this time, the abomination of desolation. The abomination of desolation. These individuals have cities and rocks. They living in caves. They have been living in caves. And now their area is desolate. It's not a coincidence that once we fleeing, the Lord is telling them, help them out. And because they were the ones that turned against us in the beginning, this is one of the ways that they can get right back with Jacob. And the Lord can forgive them. We can read Obadiah and all those other things where it says Edom and Esau and all them, they would never be forgiven. But the Lord ain't going to work like that. If that's the case, we should never be forgiven. But here, we read it, hide my outcast. Right? Hide my outcast, let my outcast dwell with thee, Moab. Be thou cover to them from the face of the spoiler. Keep going.
For the extortioner is at an end. The spoiler ceaseth. The oppressors are consumed out of the land.
Keep reading verse 5 too.
And in mercy shall the throne be established.
And in mercy shall the throne be established. So you give us mercy, I'm going to give you mercy. In mercy shall the throne be established. Keep going.
And he shall sit upon it in truth, in the tabernacle of David, judging and seeking judgment, and hasting righteousness.
Okay, so one of Moab's hopes of making it is to have peace with Israel during this time, which they're not in their land anymore. That's what we read in Jeremiah. They are in cliff rocks. Their land is desolate. They are no longer. Then we read it here, he's telling them, hey, open up a way for them. So they still going to be in this area wandering. That's our safeguard. The Lord going to use them so he can hide us in these areas. Y'all follow me? All right, now let's go to Revelation 13. So that's the wilderness in the first. Okay, that's the first wilderness. Now let's go look at tribulation and follow all the way through to the second wilderness. Because the Bible says if you make it to the wilderness, you're redeemed. So they're going to become gods. But there's people who won't make it to the wilderness. So that's what we're going to read to. Revelation 13 and 1. So we got some reading here. I won't talk that much. But I have to explain. So you guys can follow me. Revelation 13 and pick it up at verse 1. So we're going back to the Great Tribulation. So people who left the wilderness, they in the wilderness, they chilling, they in Moab, Ammon, they having a cool time, or whatever the case may be, they're safe. Now we're going to go back to Revelation 13. We're going to look at what's going on in Great Tribulation. 13 and 1. Go ahead.
And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy.
We already know who that is. I already explained who that is. Verse 2.
And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave his power, and his seat.
So I told you that's the whole Babylonian Empire, and you see right there, the whole Babylonian Empire. That dragon is Satan, giving him his power. Keep going.
In great authority. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed. And all the world wondered after the beast.
They thought he was gone. Then he come back like, whoa, this man's still running things. Keep going.
And they worshiped the dragon which gave power unto the beast.
Who's the dragon? Satan. So they start worshiping Satan. You can be in the mix, worshiping Satan. You could be just going through tribulation or in the wilderness. Either or. But once you worship Satan, you're done. At this point, at this time, you're done. Keep going.
And they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast? Who was able to make war with him? And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies. And power was given unto him to continue 40 and 2 months.
What's 40 and 2 months? 3.5 years. So we stayed on top. 3.5 years. Keep going.
And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle, and them that dwell in heaven. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints.
He will be coming after you. If you're not in the wilderness and safe, you are fighting with this man. And he had armies. Keep going.
And to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations.
Meaning he's running everything. Keep going.
And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. If any man have an ear, let him hear.
Keep going.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Uh-huh.
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
If you do bad, the Lord will come back and do bad to you. Simple enough. Right? Verse 11.
Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
Here's the patience and the faith of the saints. Keep going.
And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth.
So, we'll make this the patience and the faith of the saints is us knowing that the Lord will come back and get them. Okay? Verse 11.
And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth.
It's a different beast now. So now we have the false prophet and we have a different beast. Keep going.
And he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon.
Uh-huh.
And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed.
Uh-huh. 13.
And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth.
See that? So he's going to make fires. He's going to make animals talk, or not animal statues talk. So you're going to have this power, and if we don't have understanding, we're going to be like, yeah, man, this dude's God, for real. You see that fire he just thrown down? You know what I'm saying? They'd be like, man, Jesus did that, so he must be Jesus because he did it. That's what's going on. He will have the power to do all that stuff, but he had that power from Satan. Keep going. Start from the top.
And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles.
And it's my bad. I keep cutting you off. My bad. But it's just funny. Things just keep popping up. Man. I'm in a little tornado. So it's funny how the Lord, Israel always want miracles. That's the first thing he wants. Show us a miracle, Lord. So now he over here doing these signs and miracles. You gonna think we're not going for it? Better go to the wilderness or be girded up. I'm telling you, be girded up. Keep going.
Which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live.
Keep going.
And he had power to give life into the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
Just like in back in the old days, that Daniel taught us, worship the beast or die. So that's what's going on here. If you worship the beast, that's it. This is all going on in Great Tribulation if you're not in the wilderness. If you're not in the wilderness, this is what's going on. Keep going.
And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead.
They already conditioned you that for that. What's that, lint? Yeah. They had a little cross on their head, a little cross, and then he walking around all proud. I was at work one time, a dude walking, I'm just sitting here just like, hey man, I'm just like, I'm trying my hardest. It's hard for me not to say stuff at work, man. It's like fire in my bones. I be ready to talk. Man, what the heck you doing, man? He's my boss. I'm just sitting here just like, man, this dude tripping, man. I need to do a job, bro. The Lord gonna strike thunder down. Everybody here gonna die. I don't need one of y'all to be like Abraham. Lord, would you kill all those for one righteous man? Keep going.
And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is
so you better learn how to hunt. If you're in the wilderness, if you're not in the wilderness, you better learn how to hunt. Because you can't buy, you can't sell, you can't work. You're gonna be out here hurt. Keep going.
Verse 18. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
Not Ronald Reagan. It's not anybody whose name is equals 6. This is vicariously God, right? This man who thinks of himself as the vicar of Christ. He calls himself the Christ on earth right now, and that's what the man is saying over there in Vatican City. Israel is saying, oh man, that's Ronald Reagan. His 3 names is 666. I forget his middle name, something weird. Anyway, they had me believing that for a minute, to be honest. All right, now let's go to, what's next? Revelation 6? All right, let's go to Revelation 6. So all this is going on in Great Tribulation. So let's see some of the tactics this beast will have against us. Revelation 6 and verse 1. Go ahead.
And I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard, as it were the noise of thunder, one of the 4 beasts saying, come and see.
So these 4 beasts are angels. The Lord opened open up the seal, because there's no man who can open up the seal but the Lord. So he opened up the seal, all this is a vision. So while he opened up the seal, the beast is telling John the Revelator, come and see what's happening. Keep going.
And I saw, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him. And he went forth conquering and to conquer.
They say this is the false prophet who is conquering everything. First seal open, he's starting to conquer everything. Starting conquering the whole world. Keep going.
And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, come and see. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth.
So there will be no peace once this seal open up. This dude conquering everything. He thinks somebody is what? So now we're going to start fighting. No peace. Keep going.
And that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword.
Wars and rumors of wars. Keep going.
And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse. And he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see thou hurt not the oil and the wine.
So it's going to be a famine. But it's not going to be a crazy famine, because he still said, don't hurt the oil and the wine, but hurt everything else. So it's going to be a famine. It says a measure of wheat for a penny, that's like a day's work. So things going to be super, super expensive. Everybody's going to be hurt. And you can't do anything unless you have a mark. So we barely can pay things now. Verse 7.
And when he had opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth beast say, come and see. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. And power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth, to kill with sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth.
So this beast, when this seal open up, once the first seal open up, a fourth part of the earth. A third part of the earth.
Yeah, third.
A third part of the earth is done. He's going to kill a third part of the earth. If you in the wilderness, fourth part of it. If you in the wilderness, you good. You ain't worried about it. If you're not in the wilderness, you got to deal with all of this, the famine, the wars, and don't forget, Satan is still after you. So you run around and looking over your shoulder every 3-4 seconds. Keep going.
Verse 9. And when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of God.
Yeah, slain for the word of God. Some of us will be in this. Keep going.
And for the testimony which they held. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, how long, O Lord, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth?
They did, the Lord hearing them, kind of like how, what's his name? Abel, thank you. Kind of like how Abel blood was creeping from the ground. The Lord, the same thing happening here. It's a metaphor in a sense. And the Lord saying, and they saying, Lord, how long is it going to take until you avenge our blood? Avenge us, Lord. And then what did he say?
And white robes were given unto every one of them. And it was said unto them that they should rest yet for a little season, until their fellow servants also and their brethren that should be killed as they were should be fulfilled.
So if you are killed by the word of God, you good too. I mean, I'm not saying that, I'm ready, just think about it. Dying, bro, I do it, but I don't know, man. That's why I'm trying to go to the wilderness. I might change my mind at the last minute. I don't know. I'm being honest, right? I'm being honest. All right, I die. Then I'm trying to run. But nevertheless, if you die for the word of God, you get a white robe. And he said, hey, you got to wait for a little season until your other brothers and sisters die as well. Verse 12.
And I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood. And the stars of heaven fell into the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs, when she is shaken of a mighty wind. And the heaven departed as a scroll, when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places.
So the Lord just sitting there rolling everything back. Boom. Just staring at everybody. Like you see the Lord. Keep going.
And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains.
So they hiding. Why they hiding for the Lord? I thought everybody loved Jesus. Nope. 16, keep going.
And said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne.
You know how crazy and scary you gotta be start talking to rocks? Keep going.
And from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand?
All right, Revelation 11. Okay. Yeah, Revelation 11. And we'll start with verse 1. So now, that's everything that's happening. Now we're going to go to the end of the tribulation. And we're going to start focusing on the second wilderness. The wilderness of the people. The second wilderness. So this is the beginning of the end of the tribulation. Revelation 11 and verse 1. Go ahead.
And there was given me a reed like unto a rod, and the angel stood, saying, rise, and measure the temple of God, and the altar, and them that worship therein. But the court which is without the temple leave out, and measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles, and the holy city shall they tread under foot 42 months.
3.5 years. 3.5 years. That's how long Great Tribulation is. 3.5 years. If you stuck here, you got to endure for 3.5 years. Verse 3.
And I will give power unto my two witnesses.
These are two witnesses. These are two prophets in the future. Keep going.
And they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth.
3.5 years. Keep going.
These are the two olive trees.
The two olive trees that he spoke of in Zechariah. Keep going.
And the two candlesticks standing before the God of the earth. And if any man will hurt them, fire proceedeth out of their mouth, and devoureth their enemies. And if any man will hurt them, he must in this manner be killed.
So you're going to have two, the false prophet and the beast out here breaking shop. So the Lord going to have two individuals as well. So I make sure that, hey, you have a chance still, even though you ain't Great Tribulation, you still can go the right way. You can hang out with these guys. They going to throw fire from heaven. The beast and the false prophet going to throw fire from heaven. So are we. So I'm making an even playing field. Keep going.
Verse 6. These have power to shut heaven, that it rain not in the days of their prophecy. And have power over waters to turn them to blood, and to smite the earth with all plagues as often as they will. And when
keep going.
And when they shall have finished their testimony, the beast that ascendeth out of the bottomless pit shall make war against them, and shall overcome them and kill them.
That bottomless pit is just obscurity. It's not the lake of fire. He gonna come out of it, so you know what's going on, who this individual is, and he gonna kill these two witnesses. He gonna kill them. Keep going.
And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. So
they're going to lay in the body, they'll lay on the ground where the Lord was crucified at. They're going to leave him there. They're not going to bury him. They're going to leave him right there. Keep going.
And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half.
That has nothing to do with 3 days and 3 nights. Just saying. Keep going.
And shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves. And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them, and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwelt on the earth.
Keep going.
And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from God entered into them. And they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them.
These people was dead. It was dead. Everybody laughing, having a good time. The next thing you know, see this dude stand up. They're like, oh my goodness. They freaked out now. Oh man, they're all hiding everywhere. Keep going.
And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither.
Hear that voice? Come up hither. Then what happened?
And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. In the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell. And in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were affrighted, and gave glory to the God of heaven. The second woe was past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
So after they was called up, let's go see what happened next. Let's go to 1 Thessalonians 4. After they was called up, we will go see what's happening next. So that's the end of the tribulation, or towards the end of the tribulation. They were called up. Was it just those two that was called up? Was it more people? What's going on here? 1 Thessalonians 4, and pick it up at verse, what did I say? 13. 1 Thessalonians 4, 13. Go ahead.
But I would not have you to be ignorant, brethren, concerning them which are asleep, that ye saw not, even as others which have no hope. For if we believe that Jesus died and rose again, even so them also which sleep in Jesus will God bring with him. For this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep.
So it's not just going to be them that raised. It'll be individuals that's dead who also be raising. Keep going.
For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout.
That shout is get up here. Keep going.
With the voice of the archangel. And with the trump of God.
The seventh trump. Keep going.
And the dead in Christ shall rise first.
The dead in Christ will rise first. And then what happened?
Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air. And so shall we ever be with the Lord.
We're not going to be in heaven. We're going to come back down. We're going to read that. But we see that the dead in Christ rose, and everybody that was alive rose. So if you are in the wilderness, the first wilderness, will you rise up with them? Yes. So you're in the first wilderness, and you made it, you're good. You will be risen up. No rapture. Because after you up in the sky, you're coming right back down. Let's go to Zechariah 14, and we're going to read us coming right back down. So like I said, these are just points to get to the tribulation. Get to the wilderness after the tribulation. We have lessons that go into all of these things in great detail, and I'm trying not to go into great detail. But, some of the stuff I have to explain so we have a good understanding. Zechariah 14, and pick it up at verse 1. So this is after they are called up to heaven, or to the second heaven, and they're called up there, the one that is dead and the one that are alive, then they come right back down. Zechariah 1, and pick it up at 14. 14 and 1. Zechariah 14 and 1, my bad. Go ahead.
Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, and thy spoil shall be divided in the midst of thee.
The day of the Lord coming. That's when he comes and start wrecking shop. The day of the Lord coming. Keep going.
For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the women ravished.
All that stuff is happening. Well, not happening now, but happening in great tribulation. Keep going.
And half of the city shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city.
Verse 3, go ahead.
Then shall the Lord go forth and fight against those nations.
So the Lord going to come forth and fight against those nations. He will be literally fighting against these individuals who cause it happen like this. Keep going.
As when he fought in the day of battle.
And
his feet shall stand in that day upon the Mount of Olives.
His feet going to be on the Mount of Olives. That's what he will be standing at. Keep going.
Which is before Jerusalem on the east. And the Mount of Olives shall cleave in the midst thereof toward the east and toward the west.
Making the valley. Boom. Keep going.
And there shall be a very great valley, and half of the mountain shall remove toward the north, and half of it toward the south.
Keep going.
And ye shall flee to the valley of the mountains, for the valley of the mountains shall reach unto Azel. Yea, ye shall flee, like as ye fled from before the earthquake in the days of Uzziah, king of Judah.
This is the battle of Armageddon. You go there, we're going to fight. Keep going.
And the Lord my God shall come, and all the saints with thee.
All the saints with him. So you go up to the second heaven, you come down with all the saints within the Lord, and then you're going to fight. These are spiritual beings here. You still have physical beings with blood in them. The first wilderness is gone. As far as everybody who was up in there, now are spiritual beings. And now we're moving towards the second wilderness. Now let's go to Isaiah 11. I don't remember what it is now. Isaiah 13. Let's go to Isaiah 13. No, it's not 11 yet. It's Isaiah 13. Let's go to Isaiah. It's easy stuff now. That was my fault. Isaiah 13. Yeah, Isaiah 13. And pick up at verse 6. Isaiah 13 and verse 6. So we are taking a more snapshot, a more direct and detailed look of the Lord coming back and fighting, killing people in the battle of Armageddon. Thank you, Travis. Isaiah 13 and verse 6. Go ahead.
Howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty.
The same day of the Lord when he come back and fight. Keep going.
Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. And they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrow shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames.
Keep going.
Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light.
We read that in Revelation, so we know this is a continuance. It's the same event, but on a different time frame. Keep going.
The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. And I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible.
Keep going.
I will make a man more precious than fine gold.
He's gonna kill so many people, you can't even find him. He can't. So if you in great tribulation, you either gonna be dead with them because the Lord gonna kill you, or you might make it to be one of those remnant that survive. And we're gonna see what happened with them afterwards. Keep going.
Even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place in the wrath of the Lord of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger.
14.
And it shall be as the chased roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every one into his own land.
So now we're gonna go to Matthew, but we're gonna see. So let's see. Recap what happened. The wilderness, great tribulation, the abomination, desolation, stand in the holy place. You guys flee to the wilderness. We flee to the wilderness. You make it to the wilderness. You're redeemed. You good. Great tribulation still happening. Havoc, chaos, people dying, babies crying, dogs barking. Right? Then after all of that, then the Lord gonna come back and fight. He gonna fight and revenge Israel. And kill everybody with all the spirits with him who was with him in the first resurrection. Okay? So then after that, after he killed everybody goes back to their homeland. Where's Israel going to go? Not back to Jerusalem. We're going to the wilderness. This is the second wilderness. We going to the wilderness. Just like how it was in Exodus, when Exodus, before we came out of, after we came out of bondage, we went to the wilderness. That's what happened then. Just the same thing. Matthew 24 and verse 29. Matthew 24 and verse 29.
So we're not doing Isaiah 11?
Yeah, we will. We doing Isaiah 11 later on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man, my bad. He asked me about it too. I messed all that up. Matthew 24 and verse 29. Go ahead.
Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. So
we know what time frame this is. We read it 3 times, but this is our 3rd time. Keep going.
And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory.
And all the spiritual beings who made in the first resurrection is there as well. They don't kill people. After they kill people, verse 31.
And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the 4 winds, from one end of heaven to the other.
He's gathering all of Israel. Now let's go to Hosea. Now let's go to Hosea 2. So after he gathered all of Israel, where are we going? Hosea 2 is after then. Hosea 2. And pick it up at verse 14. Hosea 2 and 14. Go ahead.
Therefore, behold, I will allure.
Who is her? That's Israel. Kind of like that woman we read in Revelation. It's talking about Israel. Therefore, behold, I will allure her, keep going,
and bring her into the wilderness.
Bring her to the wilderness. This is that second wilderness. It's going to be the same place where the first wilderness was. Moab, Ammon area. It's going to be that same area. If we read that in Isaiah 35, if we read Isaiah 35 again, verse 1, it called the wilderness by two different names. It called the solitary place, and then it called it another name. I can't put my top of my head. That's two different distinctions of the place of safety and the place where the Lord is going to take you after everything is done, and He's going to teach you, reteach you all of His covenant. So it said, therefore, behold, I will allure her and bring her in the wilderness. Keep going.
And speak comfortably unto her.
Uh-huh.
And I will give her vineyards from thence in the valley of Acre for a door of hope.
Uh-huh.
And she shall sing there as in the days of her youth.
Uh-huh.
And as in the day when she came up out of the land of Egypt.
Keep going.
And it shall be at that day, saith the Lord, that thou shalt call me Ishai.
Thou shalt call me Ishi.
Is it Ishai?
Yeah, Ishi. Thou shalt call me Ishi, which is husband. Keep going.
And shalt call me no more Baali.
It will not call me Lord anymore. That's when the Lord is going to marry Israel. Keep going. That's it?
No, 17.
17.
For I will take away the names of Baalim out of her mouth, and they shall no more be remembered by their name.
Okay. Now let's go to Isaiah. Now let's go to Isaiah 11. Now let's go to Isaiah 11, verse 6. No, let's go Isaiah 11, verse 10. Isaiah 11, verse 10. Because verse 6 through 9 is, matter of fact, whatever, verse 6. Isaiah 11, verse 6. Isaiah 11, verse 6. Go ahead.
The wolf also shall dwell with the lamb, and the leopard shall lie down with the kid, and the calf and the young lion and the fatling together, and a little child shall lead them.
So it's going to be a total peace. Animals, mankind is peace. This is the 1,000 years of peace. This is the beginning of when the children of Israel will be in the wilderness. Starting off. You start off in the wilderness. Keep going.
And the cow and the bear shall feed. Their young ones shall lie down together, and the lion shall eat straw like the ox. And the sucking child shall play on the hole of the ass, and the weaned child shall put his hand on the cockatrice's den.
This is a snake, I think. Something like that. Anyway, whatever it is, it bites the hand. So, but now it don't bite it anymore because it's all peace. All right, so that's what that is. Verse 9.
They shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain. For the earth shall be full of the knowledge of the Lord, as the waters cover the sea.
1,000 years of peace. Now this is what we want, verse 10.
And in that day there shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an ensign of the people. To it shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people.
So we already read that. So we know what time this is. This is immediately after he come back, after he caused havoc, he going to gather Israel. He going to take them in the wilderness. Keep going.
Which shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Haman, and from the islands of the sea.
All over the world. Keep going.
And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth.
Keep going.
The envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off.
So all of everybody that we beef with, we ain't got to worry about them anymore. We all on one accord. Keep going.
Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim.
We used to be beefing. We had a North Kingdom and a South Kingdom. We not going to be beefing anymore. We all going to be cool. Keep going.
But they shall fly upon the shoulders of the Philistines toward the west.
Uh-huh.
They shall spoil them of the east together.
Uh-huh.
They shall lay their hand upon
Edom who? Edom?
And Moab.
Moab?
And the children of Ammon
again.
Shall lay them.
Again. We're going to be in that area again. I came here to let you know that the wilderness, the second wilderness, is the same place where we were during Great Tribulation. And that was the same place we were chilling for a while when we came out of Exodus. We read a little bit of that in Numbers. Keep going. Oh, that's it? All right. Now let's go to Ezekiel. Ezekiel 20. We'll be almost done. Ezekiel 20. Ezekiel 20 and 33. Ezekiel 20 and verse 33. You get that, bro? Go ahead.
As I live, saith the Lord God, surely with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm and with fury poured out will I rule over you.
So he's saying, I guarantee you I'm going to rule you, Israel. We had our problems, we was beefing, but I guarantee you I'm going to rule you. Keep going.
And I will bring you out from the people and will gather you out of the countries wherein ye are scattered.
So we know what time frame we are in. Keep going.
With a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm and with fury poured out. And I will bring you into the wilderness of the people.
The wilderness of the people. It's that different. It's the same area, but this is after the tribulation. The first wilderness, everybody who was in there became gods. This is for the people who are still flesh. And he's specifically taking Israel in this wilderness to reteach them the commandments and the laws and all that stuff. And if you don't listen, he's going to kill you right then and there before you even go in the land. Keep going.
And there will I plead with you face to face.
That pleading is not, baby, please. That pleading is like, do it or else, homie. Put the pause on. Keep going.
Like as I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt.
Just like how he pleaded with us in Egypt. When we came out of Egypt, we had the snake biting. If you believe, I'm going to put this little stag up, a little snake going around it. If you believe, you'll be healed. And vice versa with all the other times we vexed the Lord. So he's going to plead with us like he did then. Face to face. Literally face to face, though. That's the difference. We will be face to face. 37.
You can finish 36.
Finish whatever you was up.
So will I plead with you, saith the Lord God, and I will cause you to pass under the rod, and I will bring you into the bonds of the covenant.
38.
And I will purge out from among you the rebels, and them that transgress against me. I will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn. And they shall...
And then after that, they should what?
And they shall not enter into the land of Israel.
After that, they go to Israel, though. Keep going.
And ye shall know that I am the Lord.
Okay, now let's go to Jeremiah 31. So now hopefully we have an okay understanding about the wilderness. Jeremiah 31 and 31. So after everybody is dead, the little remnant that's alive, everybody will go back to the homeland. The Lord is going to take Israel in the wilderness and he's going to teach them, reteach them everything. And if you don't listen to what he says, he will kill you. Jeremiah 31 and 31. Keep going. Go ahead.
Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt.
Not like that covenant. It's going to be a little bit different covenant. Keep going.
Which my covenant they break, although I was an husband unto them, saith the Lord. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel.
Which we are kind of under this covenant now, but not all the way. Because of verse 34. But nevertheless, but this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. Keep going.
After those days, saith the Lord, I will put my law in their inward parts and write it in their hearts, and will be their God, and they shall be my people.
That's how we know we don't have to walk around with fringes and stuff. Because all the laws and stuff should be our heart. It's cool. If you want to do it, dope. But you don't have to. Because all the laws and stuff should be in your heart. And verse 34 is how I know we're not fully under that covenant yet. Verse 34, keep going.
And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord, for they shall all know me, from the least of them unto the greatest of them.
But that's not how it is now. We all know the Lord. So that's how we know that this is a future event, and this will happen in the wilderness. He's going to teach the individuals that came out of Great Tribulation. He's going to give them a chance. He's going to take them to the wilderness and reteach them. And they're going to bring them under this covenant so everybody know who the Lord is and how to work and how to operate. Keep going.
Saith the Lord, For I will forgive their iniquity, and I will remember their sin no more.
All right, last verse, Daniel 29. Now we're going to look at, I know it seems like it's out of, like, hey, why Daniel 29, why Daniel 9 over here? I have to tell you guys how long we're going to be in the wilderness the second time. So it's not out of whack. You know, I have it there for a reason. So Daniel 9, we're going to pick up at verse 26. So we talking about the 70 weeks of desolation. Right? This is a vision Daniel had. 70 weeks until the Lord bring Israel back into Israel. And all of this has to happen. We're done with 99% of it. Daniel 9:26. Go ahead.
And after 62 weeks shall Messiah be cut off.
He already died. That's already happened. Keep going.
But not for himself.
Right? He died for us. Keep going.
And the people of the prince that shall come shall destroy the city and the sanctuary.
That happened in 70 AD. Keep going.
And the end thereof shall be with a flood.
We're still waiting on that. Keep going.
And unto the end of the war desolations are determined.
We're still waiting on that. Keep going.
And he shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week.
So for 1 week, he's going to confirm the covenant. We know that from in Genesis 29:27, that 1 week is a prophetic week, and it means 7 years. 1 week is 7 years. So he's going to confirm the covenant for 1 week. Keep going.
And in the midst of the week, he shall cause the sacrifice and the oblation to cease.
And he died in the midst of the week, and he caused the sacrifice and oblation to cease. So that's why we don't do our sacrifice anymore. But he died in the midst of the week. So we're still waiting for him to finish that week. When will he finish that week? When he teach us in the wilderness. He's gonna teach with us, and he's gonna confirm that covenant face to face, kind of like he confirmed the covenant with Israel face to face when he was walking on the earth. Keep going.
And for the overspreading of abominations, he shall make it desolate, even until the consummation, and that determined shall be poured upon the desolate.
I hope you got some understanding in Jesus' name. Prophetic.